Hello everybody, and thank you so much for joining us today on our webinar. My name's Jenny, I'm from the careers team here at Travel Counsellors Australia, and this is my colleague Catherine. We are bringing this webinar to you. It is all about Happy New You, and Catherine's going to explain a little bit more about that just shortly. But first of all, if you do want to contact us, you can do by calling 1300 889 123, or you can email in any questions at connect@travelcounsellors.com.au. Kat, over to you.
Fantastic. Yeah, look, honestly, we thought it was a really good chance for us to visit the theme of New Year, New You. We do get contacted by a lot of people in January wanting to explore their options for the new year. So we thought what we would do is introduce you to a couple of travel counsellors that are currently running a variety of different businesses through us at the moment, and give you a bit more of an idea of what a work-life balance looks like as a mobile agent with Travel Counsellors. So firstly, we have Jolin right here. So Joel is a travel counsellor based in Brisbane. Joel's background was at Flight Centre, where he worked for a couple of years prior to going travelling again briefly through Europe. Joel really loved sales and I suppose was really motivated by setting goals and targets, which is why he was exploring a number of different options before he decided to join Travel Counsellors. Now, I suppose when he was looking at Travel Counsellors, what he wanted was a job that allowed him to work where he wanted, when he wanted, to run a business that he could really grow and develop into something of his own, but also keep that real flexibility in his workplace. The business that Joel's built up since he joined sort of midway through last year is really focused on 3 different avenues. So he primarily came in to focus on leisure, but it's grown into a groups and corporate business as well. And he's recently successfully booked a very large school group, which has allowed him to supplement his income throughout the year with his leisure bookings. And he's recently signed up a corporate account as well. So a really broad spectrum of businesses, also revenue streams, I guess, within the one business that he has built up. His average day is really centred around allowing time for whatever that day may need. Generally, he's very focused on social media. He always follows up his leads and gets back to his customers as soon as possible, but he always makes sure he allows time for himself as well. So gym, cricket, footy, or of course catching up with friends for a beer as well. The flexibility that the lifestyle's allowed him to do, I suppose, has really allowed him to prioritise what's most important to him. And as I mentioned, all those things are relating to work life, family, friends, and catching up for a social occasion as well.
Thanks, Catherine. So we're just going to cross over now to one of our successful corporate travel consultants, and that is Jeff Ivan. Jeff's been with the business since 2013. To give you an idea of his background, Jeff was working for Ansett, and then he moved over to Contiki, Galileo. He worked Budget Travel New Zealand, Flight Centre, and then before joining Travel Counsellors, he was working at Corporate Traveller. Now, Jeff said that his motivations for joining Travel Counsellors was that he really knew that there was a better way to look after his clients that would work well to combine his lifestyle as well. The success of his business, and he says rightly so, is that he always puts his clients first. He listens to what they want. He can offer them the best possible solution at the best possible prices and be available when they need him. To give you an idea of his average day, Jeff says that he always tries to do at least one networking task and one marketing task every day, but that can dictate by what comes across his desk. He does have a high proportion of corporate business, which can often mean last minute bookings, and this can change whatever plans that he's made, which is why he's completely flexible with his business and his work life. Usually starts the day off by checking emails, then he might go do a gym session, he might go do a 60-minute bike ride, have breakfast, and then sit down at his desk about 8:30. So then he can go through his emails and he can look at his to-do list. Now, he has mentioned that he doesn't get through the whole to-do list every day, but at least he can service what he needs to do and how he can service his clients, and tends to finish around 5:30 every day. So that's an itinerary that works for Jeff. Everyone can work to their own schedule, and that is the flexibility of Travel Counsellors, being able to dictate when you work and when you work with your customers and your clients. And Jeff has said that the benefits of the lifestyle working for Travel Counsellors is that the biggest benefit is that his office is wherever he is at any one time. There's no stress of having to be at a certain time every morning or know what's going on elsewhere. There's no commute. He can monitor everything, what's happening, where he needs to monitor it from wherever he is. So it's never a problem. He can get everything sorted there and then, and knowing that he can sleep easy and start his next day at his desk.
Awesome, thanks Jenny. Now this is Karen Coates. Karen Coates specialises in groups and is based out of Adelaide. Karen comes from a very extensive travel background and small business background for that matter. Karen began her travel career back as a top deck tour guide in the UK. She then moved into product management in the Middle East, worked throughout Oz and the UK in a number of different management roles, then worked as a senior lecturer for AFTA Travel College in Sydney, before eventually winding up back in South Australia working for the Tourism Board. Karen left travel as she wanted to be a stay-at-home mum and didn't think that something, I suppose, a home-based model was available to her at that point in time. So she started a small business as a marriage celebrant and also owned a photo booth business at one point as well. Karen's girls got quite heavily involved in dance as they grew up. And after experiencing a couple of nightmarish related trips with those groups, started questioning if it's something that she could do on behalf of the dance groups. She got chatting with a good friend of hers who recommended looking at some of the home-based models, and she reached out to Travel Counsellors and subsequently sold her photo booth business and joined to become a travel counsellor. She knew that she wanted to do dance and tour groups specifically, so she pitched her first group idea to the directors of the previous group that had been a bit of a disaster and won the business. It turned out to be one of Travel Counsellor's largest booking ever, and her business has absolutely boomed. It's too big for her alone now, and she's soon to be working with 2 or 3 other travel counsellors across Australia to run similar international dance groups. Karen's average day is quite varied depending on what she's doing, but generally she starts in the office about 9 o'clock and then works straight through until about 6 o'clock. But one of the things she really loves is that she can still go and pick up her girls from school, and she can prioritise things around what she would like to do in the day. She loves the flexibility. She obviously loves the money that's coming in as part of it as well, but she also loves just being able to be home when her girls are unwell, pick them up from school, and be a part of these large groups that she's planning. Loves being able to get her hair done when she wants to, her nails, not reporting into anybody, and really generally does love the hard work that she puts into building this business. Karen's a fantastic example of how what you can get, I suppose, out of a home-based model if you really want to grow and develop, and the fact that her team's branching out to 3 other travel counsellors, I think, is a great example of what you can do with our model.
Thanks, Catherine. So to our final travel counsellor, and this is one of our return to travel counsellors, Donna, who joined us in 2015. She originally started in travel at Harvey World Travel, where she did her study towards her diploma in travel and tourism. From there, she worked for Travelland and an independent agency. And after having a 4th child, she actually left the travel industry and went into banking while her kids were still younger. But she always knew that she wanted to return to travel eventually once her children were older, but she'd figured that wasn't an option and it would be too difficult. But luckily she came across Travel Counsellors and spoke to the team here and discussed about the opportunity of working from home and also returning to the industry as well after being out of it for a few years. And it took her a while, made the decision after 6 months to join, and it's the best decision she's ever made, her words, not mine. She immediately booked onto the GAL course, which we do offer anyone joining Travel Counsellors, that they can have a 4-day conversion for GAL course. And in her words again, it's really like riding a bike, everything just fell into place. So her main motivation really, she has 4 children, which you can imagine is a very busy lifestyle, and the fit for her works really well. She's got her office set up in the front of the house, which is completely dedicated to her business. She can work her own hours around the kids, their sports and their school, and she has said that her hours can really vary from day to day, and it's not always conventional, but it's really what fits for her and her family, and as they continue to grow and change, so can her business as well. And she's actually, as we've spoken to Donna about this, she's on her holiday at the moment in a little getaway down the coast, where she's picked up a booking, always a travel counsellor. She's managed to go out paddleboarding in the morning, do a quote for her new client in the afternoon, and booked the travel yesterday, which she's admittedly said that she's going to deliver his documents by jet ski, which is quite Donna. But in serious time, her motivation really is because she's doing the job that she loves in an industry that she loves, and she's so passionate about it, and it fits around her lifestyle. She said that she could have never dreamed in a million years that she would have had the success that she's had so far, and she didn't really join with any expectations, and it's just by far outblown any expectations that she has now, and what she has for the future as well. The support, I think that she said that she's received when joining the industry again. A lot of her customers that she used to work with came back to her, friends, family, that was there for her, which quite surprisingly she wasn't counting on. And also social media. She has said that social media does become your best friend. She doesn't advertise on social media, but she sends out light-hearted, interactive, fun adverts, and that comes a lot of bookings as well. So she's not scared of telling people what she does, and her referrals have been by far the biggest and best thing for her business. Her typical day, she's very early riser, so she would get up about 5:30 in the morning, sort everything out for the kids, get everything else done. Once the kids are at school, that's where she'll have her day. So she'll take the dog for a walk, start her work about 10 a.m. And the rest of the day really depends on what she's got on the go. And that's the beauty of Travel Counsellors. It's the flexibility if you want to make it. She can finish at 3 o'clock after finishing the kids, or she could have an extremely busy day and want to work longer. It's definitely not like a 9-to-5 job. She does say that no 2 days are the same. And again, she just said that it's the best decision she's ever made. Travel Counsellors for her is a perfect fit because she can really build a successful business, but she can make that fit in with her lifestyle as well. So that's another great example of somebody that's been out of the industry, that's taken that leap of faith in themselves and in Travel Counsellors, and yeah, she's never looked back since.
Fantastic.
So hopefully that will give you all a really good idea or some insight into Travel Counsellors and the different programs that we have for you if you're looking to join. We would love you to connect with us. Myself and Catherine, our job really is to give you all the information that you need when you are looking at joining, whether that's now 6 months' time, 2 years' time, when you're ready to ask those questions or to make that change. That's what we're here for. So please do contact us. There's a few ways you can do that. Pick up the phone. We love having a chat to you and talking to you about Travel Counsellors, and also finding out about you and your background and experience as well. So the number to call is 1300 889 123. You can also contact us by email, so you can connect@travelcounsellors.com.au. That's connect@travelcounsellors.com.au. We're also travelling around the country quite a lot in the next few months, visiting state by state and really giving a discovery day. What that means is you get to meet us and find out more about the business as well. You get to come along. We invite Travel Counsellors as well, so you can find out a little bit more about them and their business as well. So if you are available and you want to come and join us at one of our discovery days, then please visit our events page on the website, and you can register there. But before that, definitely get in contact with us by phone and by email, and we can have a chat to you in more detail. Thank you so much for watching this video, and we look forward to connecting with you in the future.